Aloha from Hawaii. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Tashi Delay. We bring this class every week from 6 to 8 to the Dharma students. I'm Lama Tashi. And our Dharma Center is located in Kapa'a on the island of Kauai. We call it the Kagyu Tupten Choling Healing Center. Healing is the theme of Tibetan Buddhism and its purpose. And when we do these practices, the healing is for others. Because in the nature of existence, everything is integrated. Everything is interconnected. So when you think of the Dharma as for all others, on the basis of interconnection, of course, it's for the individual practicing. And with that idea, everything is structured so that whatever you're doing, any practice or method or contemplation, everybody else in your universe you think is doing the same thing you are. And in the Mahayana tradition, that means that we're all progressing towards maturity, which is called Buddhahood, together. And in doing so, we connect with what we call the support system of Tibetan Buddhist shamanistic Lamaism. And the basis of this is the teacher, or guru, as it was called in India. In Tibet, the guru is called the Lama. And we structure this so that the foot of meditation is based on the idea of voidness, which simply means everything in the universe exists on the basis of energy, light throughout the fabric of space. But also, the other foot of meditation is devotion. And devotion being the foot of meditation is the Lama, the teacher, both the outer support and the inner state of intrinsic awareness we call natural mind, or in our lineage, Mahamudra. I'm going to read from Lama Rinpoche's book, which is on Amazon for $8, $7.99, The Story of All of It. And it's on page 49. Many of you have bought this book for yourself and friends and family. In accordance with the teaching that devotion is the head of meditation, we meditators pray continually to the Lama for the blessing of cultivating uncontrived devotion. This opens the door to the treasury of the profound oral teachings and the result of that blessing. In Tibet, they had a metaphor for the high snow mountain with its top always covered with snow. We look at the snow as being the same as the blessings of the teacher and his or her lineage. When the sun shines on the mountaintop, melting the snow a little bit, the water flows from the mountaintop, and in the same way, the blessings. If clouds are obscuring the sun will have no chance to melt the snow and the water flowing. The clouds will be doing the same thing as the obscuration of our habits and tendencies are doing to our mind. The faith and devotion of the students is the warmth that makes the blessings flow. Then this warmth is extended through the practice to all other living beings. The basis of this Vajrayana path is to have the faith and devotion in the three jewels, which are the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and the three tantric roots, which is the lamas, deities, and protectors. It is this strong sense of faith and devotion that the three jewels and three roots develop in our present state of being. A full confidence in the practice and conviction that the results are always positive is the result. This is what we meant when we say that blessings flow to us from our teacher and the lineage of teachers that came before him or her. So tonight, before we do the refuge prayer and bodhicitta prayer and the altruistic motivation prayer, I'm going to read a lineage prayer from the Shankar lineage, which we follow. When we do these lineage prayers, invoking the teachers by name, it catches their attention. They actually become, you could think of this as being present as your support. So I'm going to read this. It starts with the primordial Buddha Vajradhara, which is our own intrinsic wisdom nature. From this, Lord Buddha Shakyamuni took birth. Then Nagarjuna, then Guru Rinpoche Padmasambhava with his consort Yeshe Sogyal, who was the first Tibetan Lama. Lord Maitripa, Mahasiddhi Vairupa, Wisdom Dakini Sukhasiddhi, Tilopa, Naropa, Marpa, Ladropa, Venerable Milarepa, the Rainbow Body Naguma, Kumpo Maljur, Machik Lakpi Droma, Glorious Kampopa, Mochupa, Mahasiddhi Kurgampa, Sanjay Nengtumpa, Taisitu Ricochet, Karma Norvo Rodro Taye, the Omniscient Karmapa, Kalorik, Yansi Rinpoche, Lama Tenzin, Lama Rinchen, and your benefactors reading this, Mama Tashi Gundra. So all of that is a transmission of this oral tradition of Sutra and Tantric practice. We supplicate to this direct lineage of lamas of the Kagyu masters so that this profound path of Mahabhuta will be easy to follow. We follow your lineage, so grant me your blessings that I may achieve in this lifetime perfect liberation. Revulsion and voidness are the foot of meditation. To the meditator who is not attached to food or wealth, who cuts all ties to this life, grant your blessings so that I have no desire for honor or gain. Devotion is the head of meditation, and it is taught that the Lama opens the gates of the treasury of oral instruction. To this meditator who continually supplicates the Lama and follows his instruction, grant your blessings that genuine devotion is born in me. Awareness is the body of meditation as is taught. Whatever arises is fresh. This intrinsic awareness is the essence of realization. To this meditator who rests simply without altering it, grant your blessings so that all meditation and contemplation practice is free from conceptual involvement. The essence of thoughts is Dharmakaya, the all-pervasive nature, and it is taught that it is nothing whatsoever, but everything arises from it. To the meditator who rises in the unceasing play of mind, grant your blessing that I may realize the inseparability of samsara and nirvana. You who embody the gross and subtle channels, all the dakas and dakinis, all the root and lineage lamas, as well as the three jewels, Karmapa, Kala Rinpoche, myself, and many other lamas, we implore you to bestow upon us the wisdom of bliss and voidness. emptiness. Through all my births, may I not be separated from the perfect Lama, and so enjoy the splendor of the Dharma. Perfecting the paths and bhumis, may I speedily attain the state of larger Dharma, our own true nature. So I read this lineage prayer, which was given to our Dharma centers here on Kauai by the previous Kala Rinpoche. And it's appropriate, and it is actually in some of the practices of the deity yoga. In following to this tradition, we open with 4 thoughts that turn the mind or encourage one to practice the Dharma. The first of this is we, Raja brothers and sisters that practice these methods, have a precious human birth, which is free and well endowed. So we must use this opportunity to practice now. And when I say now, the second thought is everything is impermanent. We don't know which comes first, the next breath or the next life. And everything is based on tendencies and habits from previous lives, following us to this life and on into future life. And so this karmic situation must be resolved now. And finally, samsara, or conditioned existence, has the defects of emotionality, and because of the situation of our universe, everything is constantly changing, so it's an energy program. And finally, when we do these practices, we are doing this to heal body, speech, mind, and defects in spirituality beliefs. So these 4 thoughts, one keeps constantly in mind when practicing the Dharma. With that, we take refuge and we start with the altruistic motivation. In order to attain enlightenment for ourselves and limitless sentient beings, our mother, we now all together take refuge and whenever possible offer prostration. We go for refuge to all the glorious holy Lama. We go for refuge to all the idams, to all the deities gathered in our mandala. We go for refuge to all the Buddhas, those who've conquered mind and gone beyond. We go for refuge to all this supreme Dharma. We go for refuge to all the noble Sangha, and we go for refuge to all the Dakas and Dakini, who are the protectors and defenders of the Dharma, all of these possessing the eye of transcending awareness. To the Buddha, Dharma, and this supreme assembly, we go for refuge until enlightenment. May I, through merit gained from practicing the 6 perfections, accomplish Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Then we chant these 3 prayers: the altruistic motivation, the support of taking the refuge of the 6, and then the practice of the 6 disciplines of the Bodhisattva. So I'll start with the altruistic motivation in Sanskrit. Tadang jova namke tadang yampe sanchen tamche yudi me jute chisi jaiju ningpo lachi kibardi. Valde mama dambar mama japsu chiyo. Yedam chokorgi baso nama chatsu chiyo. Sanjay chom dende nama chatsu chiyo. Sambe chur nama chatsu chiyo. Kabe gendu nama chatsu chiyo. Pavo Gandro Chokyun Shume Sho Yeshe Ki Shendon Denpa Nama Chatsu Chiyo Sanjay Chodang Choki Chodnama Kechu Bardu Dagi Chatsu Chi Dagi Jenso Jipe Sodanti Chola Tencher Sanjay Rupa Cho. In practicing using these 6 supports, the 3 jewels of the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and the 3 tantric Lama deity and protectors, together with the 6 perfections, the 6 bodhisattva disciplines, which are generosity, morality, ethics, and good manners. Number 3, patience, perseverance, meditative focus, and the direct development of insight into the intrinsic nature of our natural mind. With these 6, we progress very fast towards, and the support, we progress very fast to accomplish the first prayer of the altruistic motivation, which is that all sentient beings reach this state of perfect maturity, Buddhahood. So to start tonight, we're going to do the 3 lights practice, then one of the 5 elements practice, and then medicine Buddha. In doing these practices, it's structured so that anybody can start with the first practice of following the breath and using the 3 lights. Also, most people have the ability to do the 5 elements practice, and it does not require empowerment. So that practice can be taught to anybody. When you move to the medicine Buddha practice, then we're on the path of skillful means, which requires an oral transmission called the loom, together with the empowerment, which is called the wong, and then the instruction of how to do it and accomplish it, which is called the tree. So that's a much higher type of practice, method of practice, which is actually reserved for maybe 1 out of 1 million human beings. So we have 8 billion humans, so that's a lot of potential. Sit with the back straight. If you're lying down, try to make your body as straight as possible, comfortable. Have your head slightly tilted forward. Hands in a comfortable position, either on the knees or in the lap. In the lap, the mudra or position is right on top of left thumbs touching. Mouth closed to start with. And most importantly, your eyes half open, not wide open, and not closed. And fix your focus on the space and light 2 feet in front of your eyes, arm's length in front. And this becomes a metaphor and an energy absorption of realizing the intrinsic state of your natural mind. Then bring your focus to your breath. And to start with, simply inhale, expand your diaphragm, and exhale, contract the diaphragm. And you breathe down into that area. Inhale, exhale. The next step is to start with the training of the imagination and focus. In the Tibetan tradition, we use the method of the 3 lights prana yoga practice. Inhale, imagine the air coming in as white light filling your lungs. The middle breath, which is called the absorption breath, you visualize the red light energy of the elements, the 5 elements, which are the air, pervading every cell in your body. Then these 2 together are exhaled out the nose as a healing breath for the benefit of beings throughout space. Inhale white light, fill your lungs. The energy of the red light flashing through every cell in your body. Then these 2 combined out the nose as blue light to space. One practices this breathing technique until one settles into a state of peace and tranquility, disconnecting from the worldly activities of the day. With this accomplishment from practice, then you can proceed by gathering the 3 lights. To do that, you simply take your focus off the breath, and with your imagination, gather the 3 lights, the white, red, and blue, into one particle of energy in the center of your chest, creating what is called a tigvi or bindu, or we say heart chakra. Chakra means sphere. And make this as tiny as you can imagine. And then allow it, that particle, similar to an atom, to merge with all the particles of light that represent whatever you see in our universe. So the infinite imaging of light throughout the boundless fabric of space. And this becomes, we say, the basis of the practice, the foundation. It is beyond contemplation because it is boundless, infinite energy. And it is everything that we sense. Or experience. In this dimension of being, no meditation is possible or necessary. So you just relax and keep your mind to the present moment. Then each moment's experience will become new. They say fresh. Then bring your focus and your imagination together and increase that particle metaphor for space to a small or tiny three-dimensional sphere of light. Then, with your imagination, expand that sphere of light, and as it increases in size, pick a symbol of one of the five elements that you think is necessary for your particular situation of healing energy. Because all of the five elements are practiced the same way. So tonight, I'm going to pick the earth element, which is simply a six-sided cube, yellow or gold, and about the size of a small grape or marble or your thumbnail, right in the center of your heart chakra. Label it earth. It is a universal primordial element, and it is what we call the seed element for the support of animals and humans who can only take birth on an Earth-type planet. It is also acknowledged as a support element for the entire body, specifically for the bones. Then with your imagination, move that cube out in front of your chest and up before your eyes, where you started with the soft gaze, and see it there, imagine it there. Then expand it in size to create a large room, visualizing yourself sitting inside this yellow sphere of light, labeled Earth, receiving the full energy absorption, healing energy of the Earth and the other four elements. But for this healing modality tonight, we're just specifically emphasizing Earth. And we use the term Earth Mother. Support for all the infinite animals, number of animals and billions of humans that live here. Then expanded in size to share this energy healing modality with others, to include an area, a large area of where you live. Town, city, here in Hawaii, this island of Hawaii, wherever you are. And all the beings within that area receiving this healing energy through your practice. Then widen your field of influence by imagining it to grow inside to completely enclose Mother Earth, including her atmosphere. Then expand it in size to completely enclose the solar system with the sun and planets inside. In your mind and outside in nature, this is billions of miles in diameter. This sphere of influence. Then expanded in size to completely enclose our spiral disc-shaped galaxy. And the final step is to again regain the Dharmakaya nature of your mind, the all-pervasive nature, by projecting this to boundless space, our universe. Again, you relax and simply contemplate infinite light of boundless space and its healing energy available to all life forms, animals, humans, and spirits throughout space. The method is simple. Again, just remain connected to timeless experience of moment by moment absorption, contemplation. This stage of the practice greatly increases your capacity for realizing Mama Mudra and the usefulness of all the experiences that take us to that realization. Then again generate the cube, imagine it to enclose our spiral galaxy. Then confine your view to just the cube enclosing the solar system. Further restrict your visualization to it just enclosing Mother Earth. Then refine your projection to just enclosing your island where you live, or area where you are. Your neighborhood. Then take all of that energy, light force of this universe, and visualize the cube with your form sitting inside. Absorbing the healing energy of your own mind and the universe together. Into your physical situation, just as you are. This increases your intellectual aptitude and lessens your negative tendency. Then again, return the cube to in front of your eyes to its original small size. If you see it there with your eyes, your imagination is greatly improved. Then bring it to chest level and return all of this method into your heart, chakra, spirit. Reduce it in size in stages or all at once to a tiny clear light sphere of light. And keep the shrinking process going till you again return to the particle of the all-pervasive nature of radiance throughout space. Relax. No meditation. Simply connect to the moment. Of timeless awareness. This stage of the practice brings the physical prana and the ultimate essence of prana, energy, into your situation for healing. Not only yourself, but others. And to end your session, simply bring the awareness in front of your eyes and expand it into your place of practice. And in Tibetan Buddhism, no matter what practice we do, we constantly dedicate the merit or the virtuous activity of that to all of the sentient beings. The mother principle of creating life is the same throughout the universe. No matter which one of the elements we use as a healing modality, may be symptomatic in nature and may be causal in effect. Everything is composed of these 5 elements: earth, water, the red pyramid symbolizing fire, the half sphere of blue light air, and all of it incorporated into the mother faith. They cannot be separated, and your own mother used these 5 elements to create you, regardless of any religious philosophy. And so that's the reality that we incorporate into all healing modalities. And when we use this medicine Buddha practice in Tibetan Buddhism, it is a symbolic gesture of all of the Buddhist teaching and all of what is developed with those teachings for the last 2,600 years down to this present day. And in healing, we have 2 situations. First of all, whatever healing modality that is used on the planet today treats dis-ease, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual dis-ease, symptomatically. And that gets results. But the results are usually temporary because of the karmic influence of the individual or group's tendencies and habitual patterning that accompanies them from life to life. And we're all the same in that situation. We all have five senses, and we all have these five categories of emotional defective programming. And the medicine Buddha is designed to affect whatever healing modality one is using, but also the cause. And when I say the cause, we bring in not only the five categories of emotional conflict, which in Tibetan Buddhism is structured with their antidote as five dhyana Buddhas, the word D meaning light, Buddha. So if we have extreme situations of anger, that's one of the dhyana Buddhas. In fact, it's the one behind my head. If we have attachment, then we have the dhyana Buddha Amitabha. If we have jealousy, then we have the category of all those kind of afflictions under the Amoghasiddhi. If we say pride or arrogance, which is a big problem, then that comes under the Buddha Ratnasambhava. And if we say ignorance, bewilderment, delusion, and stupidity and all of that, then that comes, all of that kind of conflictual energy comes under the Buddha Vairocana. But all five of these Buddhas can't be separate. But in each and every one of us, one of those emotional categories is predominant. And the medicine Buddha is designed to, in practice, to bring that out, along with treating three other causes of disease. One being the harm of other sentient beings towards oneself. Animals, humans, or spirits. And the one that's most harmful is the spirit. Number two is the practice of harmful religions, they're called. Harmful methods of using focus and meditation and other practices to cause harm. They call them hexes and curses to others, or actual physical, mental, or emotional disturbance. And finally, the hexes and curses themselves cause harm, and these are people that, usually humans, involved in these practices to invoke spirit. And you must understand that the spirit world is 99% harmful. And that can cause a lot of trouble. And it does. And the situation of these 8 predominant situations, the 5 emotional stages of our mind's conflictual, we call it conditional awareness, which is the drama field, and the other 3 are structured as why the medicine Buddha practice is useful. Because the Buddha energy is all the energy of all the humans who have been practicing this for the last 2,500 years, 2,600 years. down to the present day, globally, not just in India, not in Tibet, but throughout the surface of this planet. So when we visualize the medicine Buddha, we visualize actually 9 Buddhas. And the medicine Buddha is the central figure sitting on an 8-petal lotus. And in front starts each of these 5 Buddhas that I mentioned, and that's Aksobhaya, then Amoghasiddhi, then Vairocana, then Ratnasambhava, then Amitabha. Then the 3 for the harm from other sentient beings, those practicing wrong, we call religions, and the effects of hexes and curses are 3 protectors. And they can't be separate because each one of those 3 actually is the nature of our body, speech, and mind developing towards maturity. So we have what we call Vajrapani, Manjushri.
Which one is Vajrapani for?
Vajrapani is overcoming the harm from others.
From spirits?
Spirits or animals and humans.
Oh, okay.
Then Amoghasiddhi is for the wrong practice of, Manjushri is for the wrong practice of religions. All religions are judgmental, including forms of Buddhism. And that judgmental quality is what causes not only great emotional disturbance, but also dis-ease.
Is it because it constricts the mind?
Abby asked, does it because it constricts the mind? It not only constricts the mind, it constricts the body's energy field. And so it's not just a mental, physical. And the third one is a spiritual problem, and that requires Chenrezig. So we have Manjushri and Vajrapani and Chenrezig. And these 3 are located in the tanka of the Chenrezig practice. And they are applied to the Bodhisattva's body, speech, and mind because those 3 emphasize compassion, power, and insight. Vajrapani is the power. Manjushri is the insight. And Chenrezig is the altruistic compassion and loving kindness. Stress. And each one is a body, speech, and mind energy protector, energy enhancer. So those 8 are all part of the medicine Buddha practice. And it is necessary to know this if you are practicing healing modality of any kind and using the medicine Buddha as treating the cause of those practices. Because those 8 are the cause. And you want to cut, block, or transform the energies of those 8 causes. And that's what the medicine Buddha practice does. Understanding this is a book about this thick, and the practice in Tibetan Buddhism with the sutra tradition of texts about this thick. But we bring it down to simply locating the medicine Buddha in the heart center with the healing sound of the exhale, boom. And then that seed soul is represents the all-pervasive nature of mind, for each of these 8 categories. Then you become the medicine Buddha by connecting the home to all of the support, the 3 jewels and the 3 roots. Then the energy of that offering comes back into the home in your heart, and with the body, speech, and mind, you become the medicine Buddha. The empowerment is based on the 3 lights of the breath using Om, Ah, and Hum. And once all of this takes place, then Buddha means all-pervasive nature. So you don't have to project medicine Buddha to all of the categories of sentient beings, which are animals, humans, and spirit. They're the only ones in the universe that are emotionally conflicted. They're the ones in the universe. We are the ones that are suffering. Animals, humans, and spirit. And on this planet, humans are prolific. Animals are uncountable. And spirits are everywhere. Inside, outside, everywhere. So that's all incorporated. That is the motivation. That goes back to our first prayer of taking refuge, the altruistic motivation. So sit with your back straight, and eyes in front, mouth closed, hands on the knees or in the lap, this way or this way. Head slightly tilted. And bring your focus to the breath. And using the 3 lights prana yoga practice, when you inhale the white light and fill your lungs, hear the sound Om. This is the light force energy vibration that heals the body. Then the Ah is the energy of that, not only healing the body, but generating healing energy available to others. That's the mind. And then when you heal the sound, or that sound is Ah, then those 2 together, the Om and Ah, are the exhale of the breath. That's the body and mind speech energy, vibration, healing. That's the Hum. Now these 3 can't be separated, but we start with them as 3 separate functions because that's the way we stay alive with the breath. The inhale, the absorption, and the exhale. So do that. Inhale white light, fill the lungs, hear the sound Om. Absorption breath of red light through the body, every cell, hear the sound Om. And then these 2 vibratory sounds and the 2 color codes come together to produce the exhale of blue light out the nose to everyone throughout space. That's the Hum. Then you visualize the root Lama in front and collect these three sounds as energy of the oral transmission of this practice. And the way you do that is the root Lama represents all of the three roots and three jewels that you took refuge with, as Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Lamas, deities, and protectors in front of you, either as the refuge tree or in vast numbers surrounding you in space. Then the three lights of your breath you are offering, and the root Lama collects these three, and from his forehead in front, white light comes into your forehead. With the sound Om. Then from his throat, red light comes from his throat to your throat with the sound Ah. Then the blue hum from the Lama's heart center, the healing energy of wisdom, insight into your heart, you hear the sound Hum. Then the Lama, with the energy of all the three roots and three jewels, merges into you. At that moment, you become the symbol of all-pervasive healing of the 8 causes of disease, the medicine Buddha. Blue in color, wearing robes, sitting in full lotus, what lights up our solar system, sitting on a moon disk, a sun disk, and the 8-petal lotus. And the 3 lights within the medicine Buddha merge into the medicine Buddha, your heart center. The white Om appearing in your head now moves down the central channel and merges with the red Ah in your throat. Now your body and speech together move down into the heart chakra of wisdom, and the blue Hum becomes the seed syllable of the all-pervasive healing energy of this practice. You visualize yourself as a hologram of the medicine Buddha, holding in the right hand the healing herb of India, Myrabalam, and in the left hand a medicine bowl filled with the bliss nectar of the mind of insight. With these two, the physical and mental predispositions are treated. Then you think the energy of the Hum and the medicine Buddha pervades all planets where humans and animals take birth throughout our universe, and all the 4 realms of spirit: the celestial realm, the war and war god realm, the deprived spirit realm, and the psychotic spirit realm. This causes the heart mantra of the medicine Buddha to vibrate around the Hum inside a 5-colored sphere of light in your heart chakra. Starting with the Om in front, the mantra of healing, all-pervasive healing, it starts with the word Tadyata, which means to collect all the healing energy that treats us the cause and the symptom of every kind of disease, physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. Then Om is the life force energy of the universe in action. Bekanzi, Maha Bekanzi is the blue energy color of the home treating body, speech, and mind. So we start with those words, Tadyata, Om, Bekanzi, Maha Bekanzi. Then we have the cause activated, the cause erased, Rajda, Sam, S-A-M, Sambhugati means beyond conflicting energy of any kind. Sabaha or Soha in Tibetan, which means applied eternally to all situations, always expanding. No being left out. Soha. Tadyata Om Bekanzi, Ma Bekanzi, Radha Samgate Samha. Tadyata Om Bekanzi, Ma Bekanzi, Radha Samgate Samha. Tadyata Om Bekanzi, Maha 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 Bekanzi, Radha Samgate Samha. Now each of the Buddhas, 8 Buddhas on 8 petals surrounding you, each have their own mantra. So the central Buddha is all pervasive. And each of these Buddhas is to treat the cause of the diseases of sentient beings. So starting with the one directly in front, Amoghasiddhi, is Om Amoghasiddhi Om. Then the next Buddha, Amoghasiddhi Siddhi Ah. Then the next one, Om Vairocana Siddhi Om. Then the next one, Ratnasambhava, Om Ratnasambhava Siddhi Tram. And then the next one, Amitabha, Om Amitabha Deva Kri. Now then we have the Manjushri, Om Arapata Nadi Soha, Chenrezi, Om Mani Pemi Hom, and Vajrapani, Om Vajrapani Hom Te. Now those mantras are also sounding along with the Medicine Buddha mantra, and you visualize these 8 Buddhas together with you, treating symptomatically and causally through any and every healing modality in existence as your practice. No being left out. Ajadom Vigandi Vigandi Maha Vigandi Ajadam Soam Ajadom Vigandi Vigandi Maha Vigandi Ajadam Gati Soam Ajadom Vigandi Vigandi Maha Vigandi Ajadam Gati Soam Ajadom Vigandi Vigandi Maha Vigandi Ajadam Gati Soam Ajadam Om Vigandi Vigandi Maha Vigandi Ajadam Gati Soam Om Vigandi Vigandi Maha Vigandi Ajadam Gati Soam Ajadam Vigandi Vigandi Maha Vigandi Ajadam Gati Soam Ajadam Vigandi Vigandi Maha Vigandi Ajadam Gati Soam Ajadam Vigandi Vigandi Maha Vigandi Ajadam Gati Ajadom Vigandi Now I've structured here in front a 5-tiered healing symbol. The base of this is one's body, as the Ratna principle of Tibetan Buddhism. The second one is the speech, and this is what we call the karmic principle of Tibetan Buddhism. The third one is the activity, This is called the action principle of Tibetan Buddhism. And all of these three together are your body, speech, and mind, and action are the qualities developing from these three principles. Then these four altogether move into what we call the activity or result of all of this healing energy to cut the cause of any and every disease, physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. And this is the pinnacle of maturity, and only humans can do this. So we have to do this. Tajado Vigandi Vigandi Ma Vigandi Raja Samugati Soha 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 Tajado Vigandi Vigandi Ma Vigandi Raja Samugati Soha. Now just hear the mantra sound, like the Om Hum with your breath, vibrating out of the pure, soundless vibration of your natural mind. Then the healing energy applied with the Hum and the mantra throughout your body is the medicine Buddha, like the sun's energy out to space, to every being throughout space. The mantra's vibration all through your body to change the patterning of the denseness you place there, we place there, with emotional affliction, judgment. The judgment of things being good, bad, high, or low, or non-existent. Or permanently existent. Tajado Vigandi Vigandi Ma Vigandi Raja Samugati Soha 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 Tajado Vigandi Vigandi Ma Vigandi Raja Samugati Soha. Chant Om 10 times. The first 3 for your body, speech, and mind. The second 4 for your body, speech, and mind coming together as perfect qualities and activity in the human condition. And the final 3 transforming into body, speech, and mind the pure energy of maturity, Buddhahood. Om, 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 Om. And all of that treating the cause of the 8, with the 8 Buddhas surrounding the medicine Buddha, using the home, the mantra, and the self-realization of you as what you really are, a mature human being. Tajadom Viganzi Viganzi Ma Viganzi Vasasamgate Soha. Tajadom Viganzi Viganzi Ma Viganzi Vasasamgate Soha. Tajadom Viganzi Viganzi Ma Viganzi Vasasamgate Soha. Tajadam 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 Viganzi Viganzi Ma Viganzi Vasasamgate Soha. Then for internalizing the chakra energy system of the 5 elements, replace the seed soluble of the fire element in the sex chakra in red, the earth in element in the navel in yellow, the space element in white in the heart chakra, the air element or prana green in the throat, and the water element blue in the head. And we chant these: Ram, Lam, Vam, Yam, Mam. Once these vibratory sounds are chanted and the visualization takes place within the central channel of your life force in those 5 energy places, then the 5 wisdom sounds of the 5 Dhyana Buddhas overlay or connect. And we start with this at the top down. The Pung in blue in the head chakra, the Ah in green in the throat chakra, the white is Om in the heart chakra, the Tram is gold in the navel or power chakra, and the Free in red in the sex chakra. And then we chant these: Om, Om, Tram, Free, then Ram, Ram, Vam, Yam, Mam, Om, Om, Tram, Free. Tajadam Viganzi Viganzi Ma Viganzi Vasasamgate Soha. Tajadam Viganzi Viganzi Ma Viganzi Vasasamgate Soha. Tadyata Om Vikanti Vikanti Ma Vikanti Rajasamgati Soha Tadyata Om Vikanti Vikanti Ma Vikanti Rajasamgati Soha Tadyata Om Vikanti Vikanti Ma Vikanti Rajasamgati Soha. The term in Sanskrit for Tibetan Sanskrit for medicine Buddha is Sanjay Menma. That means completely cleared of emotionality and judgment. Menla, maturity for all living sentient beings, Buddhahood. And Abby has a Medicine Buddha mantra that you learned from the Medicine Buddha text. Remember that one? Mm-hmm. You say it.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Vaidurya Prabha Rajaya Tathagata Arate Samaya Sambuddhaya Tadyata Om Vakansi Vakansi Maha Vakansi Raja Samugati Soha.
So that's the complete Medicine Buddha Dharani. But we have shortened that to Tadyata Om Vikanti Vikanti Maha Vikanti Raja Samugati Soha for practice. And it is recommended that this mantra be recited with the Om in the heart center around, with the 5-colored sphere and the mantra around it, inside of it. And you as the Medicine Buddha with the 8 Buddhas, 111,111 times. And that time period of reciting the mantra and keeping track of the number that you count, you use a mala. And the shroud of the mala is counted as 100, even though it's 108 beads. So that is recommended accomplishment practice for this method of healing. And then you apply it to whatever healing modality you're involved in. Tadyata Om Vikanti Vikanti Ma Vikanti Rajasamgati Soha Tadyata Om Vikanti Vikanti Ma Vikanti Rajasamgati Soha Tadyata Om Vikanti Vikanti Ma Vikanti Rajasamgati Soha. Now this creation stage of the Medicine Buddha, Sanjay Menma practice, like all of the methods of Sutra and Tantra, have an accomplishment stage. And you simply visualize that each one of the 8 Buddhas, starting with Chenrezig, then Manjushri, then Vajrapani, then Amitabha, then Ranasambhava, then Vairocana, then Amorasiddhi, then Akshobhaya, all dissolve into the home in your heart center. Then you, as the Medicine Buddha, all pervasive, dissolve into the heart mantra. Then the heart mantra, starting with the word Tadyata, Om, etc., all those symbol letters dissolve also into the home. Then the home, surrounded by the 5-colored sphere, which is the 5 elements and the 5 Dhyana Buddhas symbol, merge with space. No meditation. What's directly in front of your eyes, 2 feet out, is the metaphor for the natural mind. And you contemplate it with no center, no boundary, and whatever appears as thought or physical sensation are like the light healing energy of space. They come from space, they appear in light and disappear moment to moment. With all of their judgment and all of their drama, like space, moment to moment. Until there is no more judgment and no more moment. This is called the timeless absorption of awareness, Mahamudra. Om Vajra Sattva Vajra Yogini Samaya Manu Palaya Vajra Sattva Tenu Pita Jito Mebawa Sutto Kaya Mebawa Supo Kaya Mebawa Anarato Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Namchaya Sarvam Sutami Ku Hum Ha Ha Hum Bhagavan Sarvata Ajabhava Nasamaya Sattva. And then from the story of all of us, page 90, the dedication prayer for tonight's practice. This is the one that they use in the Honolulu Dharma Center after each of their practice sessions. By this virtuous merit, may all beings gain omniscience and defeat all the enemies that harm them. Thus may they be liberated from this world, which is like an ocean disturbed by the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death. I dedicate all this virtuous merit that I may follow the footsteps of the heroic Manjushri, who knows the truth of the essential nature of things, and of Kundu Zangpo too. Through this virtue may all beings gather the accumulations of merit and awareness, and by the blessings of the three bodies of the Buddha being pleased, and by the blessing of the truth of itself, the Dharma being unchanging, and by the blessing of the wishes of us, the Sangha being unwavering, may this dedication prayer be fulfilled. Dewa Di Nirvida Chavya Tempo Jujane Jawa Chintin Malupa Devana Kopasho Sanjay Kusum Depai Jimatan Choni Nigru Depai Jimatan Bendu Niche Dupai Jimati Chita Goma Monam Shupasho. And there's a short dedication prayer. By this virtue may I quickly realize the nature of the splendor accomplished Lama and establish that very state in all beings without exception. May all beings gain Mahamudra enlightenment and Buddhahood right now in this place. Om, Om, Om. And may all the Lamas have long life, good health, happiness, and prosperity, and may all their wishes be accomplished. And may all sentient beings be free of suffering, established in happiness and bliss, and become emotionally disciplined. Dushiche, mahalo, thank you.